Hey guys, we're back with another episode of Magic the Gathering and pooping on planes.
Yep.
Why?
What?
What?
You know what's funny is they won't understand that at all.
No.
This is one of the
oh.
longest lead-ups we've ever had to a Magic episode, I think.
2 hours.
Absolutely, yeah.
2 hours.
2 hours. 2.5 hours, excuse me.
Why did I just hit draw new hand? I meant to not do that.
In case you guys don't know, oftentimes what we do before a Magic episode is get out all the things that we want to talk about that we can't talk about on Magic, and then we
sort out what's left, and then throw you the scraps, basically.
Yeah.
Really
One
sucks.
thing that
talk
I
about all
actually
the interesting things, off screen.
Yeah.
what I wanted to bring up actually was so
Your penis.
there are Well, I did that earlier, Nick. But
okay.
anyway,
That was awkward, actually.
So in New York, rats are just a thing. They exist, right?
Right, but that's why we eat them now.
Well, in some places, yes.
Oh, you don't eat them?
Well, no, not
no.
if I'm really trying to.
Me either, actually.
But anyway, so there are rats that live in my building, and they actually use the radiators as their means of movement.
If you were to attribute like malice or non-malice to the rats, do you think you would have like a word you would put before that?
Like, could you give me an example?
Non-malicious rats.
Yeah, I'd say they're non-malicious.
All right, just curious.
They're just trying to get by.
Just trying to get by rats.
I don't like having honestly, I don't like traps that kill them. I'd rather just, trap them and then let them out into the wild. Well, surely they might die in the same way.
Right back.
Or they'll come back, yeah, but then I'll catch them again and that's fine, whatever. I mean, they're just trying to make their way in the world. It's not their fault that they're rats. They were just born that way. So
maybe it's Maybelline. I mean, let's not put labels on rats, really.
Yeah,
we don't need to.
We really shouldn't.
And
if we did, we'd just be, worshiping at the shrine of big data, and we don't want to do that.
Dude, there's actually news on that we can talk about later.
Is there really?
Go ahead.
Well, anyway, my whole point was that so what's really weird is sometimes late at night. So they use the radiators for transportation, which is like our heating thing. But they also live inside the walls. So sometimes I'll hear like
that's a monkey.
I think
you might have a monkey.
There might be a monkey stuck in my wall. There might be a monkey.
Just throw more monkeys into a hole in the wall. That's how It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia got it out.
I was gonna say that reminds me of that Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode that is so good, where they get a cat. They get a cat stuck in the wall, and then in order to get the cat out of the wall, they put another cat in to coax him out, and then by the end of the episode, there's like 100 cats stuck in the wall.
As many as they could get in there.
That sounds exactly like an Always Sunny in Philadelphia show. I believe that happened on that show, even though I haven't seen it.
Yeah, no, that is exactly what happened in that episode. But anyway, so sometimes they scratch around there. So what's your news about the Shrine of Big Data?
Well, no, let's hang on a second here. Where was that story actually going? Was that you just wanted to tell us about rats in your walls that scratch?
Well, no. See, I was going to pee, and when I was going to pee, I heard and I was like, is someone knocking in between the partition between my bathroom and the hallway? The likelihood of that is very low, so I would imagine that must be a rat stuck in the wall doing something.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, I mean, that's fair and fine.
Yeah.
So,
that's fair.
That's fair.
Fair.
I think that's fair. That's okay.
That's all right.
That's all right.
So, I was also going to ask you, you said something about a bad eating experience, and you wanted to flame some restaurant.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to give you the floor to do a thing, so I wasn't talking the whole time.
Let's get all the Rob stuff out of the way first. I want to hear this.
Oh, sure, yeah. So, I decided to order from a place that was some, Vegarana or something like that, caterers, and they were on Grubhub, and I was like, okay, that's a bit weird that it's a caterer. So my initial deduction was that, in all likelihood, what's happening is that they're traditionally a catering place, but business isn't great, so they decided to go on Grubhub and make deliveries or whatever. And the rest of their menu seemed to follow by that rule, because when I called them, I was like, all right, so what is the Spanish fried chicken? They also had a bunch of different things. They had like Spanish, Italian, American deli stuff, food, a bunch of different things. So I was like, so what does the Spanish fried chicken come with? And he's like, well, each order is actually just like an individualized thing, so they don't actually come with anything. So it's like, wow, yeah, you guys really did not think through this whole restaurant type thing, huh? So okay, so then I ordered the stuff, and what I decided to order was
What'd you order, Rob?
I ordered
Rob, what'd you order?
Southern. Here, this is what I ordered.
Rob, what did you order?
Southern barbecue pork ribs. And I asked the guy, I was like, so what exactly does that entail? And he's like, I don't know what you mean. And I was like, well, is it like a half rack? Is it like a quarter rack of ribs? Like, what is it exactly? And he's like, well, it usually comes with like about 8. I was like,
8 ribs.
All right, okay, fine, fuck it. Let's just get the ribs. Southern style barbecue pork ribs, right? And then I asked if they had, and then I was like, you guys don't happen to have mashed potatoes, right? And he's like, well, was that on the menu? And I was like, well, was that on the menu? And I was like, well, I don't know. I don't think I saw it on the menu. He's like, yeah, then we don't have it. And I was like, okay, well, go.
What a helpful guy!
Like, yeah, all right. Yeah, like, all right, go fuck yourself. But whatever, fine. And then so I got an order of fries. And then I was also like, do you guys happen to have mashed potatoes?
No.
And I'm sorry, not mashed potatoes. I was like, do you guys happen to have mac and cheese? And he was like, yeah, Southern style mac and cheese. And I was like, okay, cool. Give me the Southern style mac and cheese.
About that? What does that even mean?
I have no idea what that means. Maybe that means like breadcrumbs on the top or something. Maybe that's what Southern style is. Yeah, I like that, but I don't know. So I was like, fuck it, yeah, sure, give me that. So, and he's like, it might take 60 to 90 minutes to make. So, is that okay? And I was like, yeah, that's fine, whatever, fine, sure. 60 to 90 minutes. It's a long time, but whatever, fuck it.
It's gonna be worth it.
Get the order, get it delivered. So, initially, it starts off bad. The delivery guy's like, oh, so we didn't make the mac and cheese because that would have taken longer. And it's like,
of course.
What? So you just decided not to get... So you're telling me that the truth here, what actually happened, is you guys heard my order, took my order, and said,
why?
We're not gonna give him that because it would take longer.
Right, it would go outside of the 60 to 90 minute window, which I don't. There's kind of like an impossible catch-22 of solutions going on.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, if the truth is that, if that's the truth, then that's already fucked up, right? Because that's like, well, I wanted my order. You should have given me the order that I ordered. But in reality, what is likely to have happened... what is likely to have happened is they forgot to make my mac and cheese.
They had a hidden agenda.
And then subsequently lied about it. Which is like, why don't you... Firstly, you're like, you didn't really make a really good argument for your whole situation here. And then on top of that, you then lied about it. Which is like, what are you doing there, bud?
That sounds like a lot of shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a bit weird. You guys aren't gonna like
poop
this.
On them. You saw what I just did to help us, right?
Oh yeah.
Because Austin is using
new enemy.
He's using his old deck. If you noticed,
I did notice that. Yeah,
okay.
I did notice that.
Okay.
Nick, your eyes are on a different prize now.
Well, but there's a 2/2 out here that's kind of dangerous.
And now there is not.
Well, I killed it. Yeah, it's.
Oh, all right. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
No worries.
But anyway, so that happened with the mac and cheese, and it was like,
right.
Okay, you know.
Did you ever find out about the breadcrumbs though?
No, I never figured out exactly what was happening with the breadcrumbs. But
to know about the Southern style, I don't know what that means.
So I didn't get my mac and cheese. I was like, whatever, fine. I get to eat some ribs.
You better not have paid for it.
I open up the. Well, that's the thing, is that the order price was strangely high considering what was removed, but it was whatever. So anyway, so I open up the food, and I open up the... Oh, I also got sweet plantains. Sweet plantains were garbage. They were just bad, right? Then I open up the French fries, and they were overcooked in that way that, you know, when French fries get like really brown when they're overcooked.
Yeah.
Also, my headphones just turned off, so I can't hear.
Oh, it's okay.
you.
Just keep on going. You're good. Just keep on going. Keep on trucking, partner.
Okay. Yeah, there. Now I can hear you again.
Yep.
But so anyway, so the French fries are overcooked, and then not only were they overcooked, but they were those like, you know, freezer bag French fries that are like shaped like a trapezoid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Those really
Well,
nasty.
they're steak cut, I think, is what you're going for here.
They're like steak cut if the steak was fucking made of ass.
I'm not saying they look like steaks. It's just a word.
Yeah. That's a fair point. But anyway, so they
Oh my god.
yeah, so they had the shitty French fries, and it's like, oh, okay, whatever, you know, maybe we can deal with this shitty French fry situation. And that might be a thing that we can deal with.
Why are you? I don't have any lands.
Well, yeah, but
Has that ever stopped you in the past?
it's free damage.
That's the only thing that usually does stop me.
It's free damage, but anyway, so and then I open up the ribs.
Yeah.
It's free damage.
Now, when you hear southern style barbecue pork ribs,
Austin loves that.
what comes to your head when you hear southern style barbecue pork ribs? Just give me an image.
I'm thinking smoky, tender, slides off the bone deliciousness, with not much fat, probably slathered in barbecue sauce, and basically the whole experience is nothing but joyous celebration of flavors. How close was I? Pretty close?
Well, I'll tell you, my headphones turned off for the majority of your description, but I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say you were probably extremely close to what I would describe as
delicious.
Yeah, delicious, right? And they would come in a rack, and you'd have to separate them. And
I mean, you could or you could not. I mean, some people just dive right in, whatever suits you. I'm not going to judge.
You know, whatever. I open it up.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever gotten spare ribs from a Chinese food restaurant?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
That is exactly what they were.
Single.
They were individual, like 8 ribs. A couple of them were burnt to the point that they were literally black.
Charcoal. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
That wouldn't really
live in the
bother me, to
South,
be honest.
so you can't get bad ribs. It's really hard to find bad ribs where I live.
Sorry, the
Well, you live
burnt
in
would
Texas.
bother me. The burnt would bother me. The single ribs would not bother me.
Well, not just that, but like it's the fact that it's you know
What?
that they were Southern style ribs. Southern style, that's how they describe them. And
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what well, I figured that meant like, you know, like fucking oh, you fucker.
Oh no! Which one is he gonna pick?
This is gonna be me and Austin fighting, leading to like Nick winning.
Dude, I'm okay with
No,
that. I haven't.
I'm giving Nick some slap here.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I haven't won a game in like 5 matches now.
All right, Nick, you killed my
I'm not
stuff.
gonna.
Payback.
So, but anyway, so have you ever had Chinese food restaurant ribs, Austin?
Yeah. Oh, he has.
No,
I'm
I
sure
didn't.
he has.
I didn't even know Chinese restaurants have ribs. That's not.
Okay, then you've never had these ribs because they're not good ribs.
Bad
On
ribs.
top of that, there was no barbecue sauce to mention.
At all?
Like the worst ribs I've ever had were like Outback ribs, and those are generally not the worst ribs in the world.
When you say
So-
no ribs, there wasn't like any flavor imbued upon the meat inside of the rib.
I mean that
Just
like
dry, just meat.
like they were dry, and it was as if like when I have ribs, they're usually slathered in barbecue sauce.
Oh yeah,
right?
I understand.
Like,
I was giving him the benefit of the doubt at that point.
No, not at all. No, I mean, maybe there was a mild barbecue flavor, like maybe
Like
they
a dusting.
spritzed something on there, like before they cooked them.
The guy like
and
farted on your rack.
It was
before he gave
wow.
it
All right.
to you. We got arsonized.
Yeah.
Okay with
So, but anyway, yeah. So there was no. The ribs were awful. Basically, is
I love that we
essentially
just
what I got
spent
to.
like 15 minutes talking about these barbecue ribs.
They were awful. It was like and not to mention that the ribs were fucking
chucking.
Football.
Mucking.
Yes. No, the ribs were $9. It was $9 for the ribs. You could get the same order from any Chinese food restaurant for like $4.
All right, well, they clearly have some kind of agenda in terms of pricing for quality, and obviously their quality must be exceptional. Wait, you just told the
Right?
story.
And it's like, so not only do you just say like, nah, fuck you, we're not giving you your mac and cheese, but then you give me fucking trash ass like burnt fries and burnt shitty Chinese food ribs.
Right.
That are frankly worse than what you would get at the Chinese food place, because at least the Chinese food place slathers a bunch of fucking, you know,
Sauce,
like
just
Szechuan sauce on there, yeah. So it was like the most disappointed I have ever been by a meal in years, because I was expecting getting some, you know, French fries, mac and cheese, and some fucking, you know, delicious ribs. I ended up getting no mac and cheese, awful soggy French fries, and the worst ribs a man could ever ask for.
Did you see the story Ryan was tweeting about last night? That apparently went to a restaurant and they just like didn't serve him for 60 to 90 minutes or something. Wait, is that the same time increment that you said?
Yeah.
It's kind of strange coincidence there, unless I just made that up.
Yeah.
And then he went to walk out or something, and the lady was like, "You should have ordered your food when you made your reservation," or like tried to be kind of a dick to him.
He was typing to me about it apparently earlier, and I can't hear you right now, but I will just continue telling the story since I already have the floor here, and I can hear you again. But anyway.
$100 headphones, by the way. $100 headphones.
Yeah, $100 headphones, Logitech G930s.
There's got to be
They
interference.
just turn off for some reason.
There's got to be interference, though.
I mean, there must be, but I don't know what it is. I mean, I have a lot of connected devices in this room, so I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's my phone and my Kindle. I'm not sure, but
Could be.
anyway, yeah, he went to a sushi place. They got a reservation at the sushi place. Important to note.
Sashimi.
Yeah. So they knew they were coming in. They sit down. They order like random ass bullshit, like just, you know, regular old like combo A or whatever. It takes like 80 minutes, he said, to get them their order. And while they were waiting for like 80 minutes, and he was there with Kate and her dad, by the way, and apparently her dad ended up going off on the waitress in Korean, because apparently the waitress was also Korean. And so like they
Ryan, by the way, is Northern Lion, for anyone who doesn't know who we're talking about.
Yes.
And Kate is his wife.
LP. Yeah, and anyway, so he talks to them about like why it's taking so long, and the lady literally says, "Well, if you wanted your food to be delivered quickly, you should have ordered ahead." Like, what?
Come on.
And then apparently he said that a group of guys came in and they asked like, "Oh, how long would it take for us to be seated and get our food?" And the lady was like, "It should take no more than 15-20 minutes tops." And Ryan said that he like stared at them and shook his head and mouthed the word no.
Get out while you still can.
and he mouthed the word no, and then they were like, "Yeah, I think we're just gonna go somewhere else," and left.
I really like that part of the story a lot.
He was like, he felt like he got paid.
Save yourselves.
Yeah.
Oh goodness, restaurants, right? Sometimes they're good, sometimes not so much.
He said too, the reason that they're like that and they can get away with that is because they're the only sushi place in like one transit stop. So, you know, essentially, there it goes to show you, capitalism without competition is not capitalism at all.
And that makes a fantastic segue to the whole big data story that I was going to tell you, which actually is just sort of tangentially related to big data. It's, well, you know, net neutrality got approved.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was what I wanted to talk about. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a thing. We care about that somewhat as people who use the internet for a living.
That's huge. I mean, specifically, not just net neutrality, but internet has been reclassified as Title II. So
now we just have to wait for all the appeals and see where that takes us.
The other thing is,
Yeah.
if a Republican happens to become president next term, then this is all, it's gone. Like, and I'm not saying that in like a spiteful, like, oh, I'm a Democrat and fuck the Republicans, but I mean, like, it passed in the FCC.
It was
with
3-2.
Yeah, 3-2 vote, and that was only because Obama appointed Tom Wheeler. If a Republican,
That's the guy from Captain Planet, right?
yeah,
That was the fire
He's our
ring.
hero.
Joey Wheeler. So
He didn't stab anyone with a sword.
sometimes, but anyway, so yeah, that's the
Sometimes.
sometimes.
What was that answer? Sometimes.
But anyway, if a Republican gets elected, then it can be. It'll
When did he ever stab anyone with a sword?
Um.
You don't have an example. Come on. If you do,
You know?
I'll send you $10. You
say,
don't have an example.
You say that, but
I mean, I will.
yeah.
Yeah, you don't have an example.
Yeah, so internet has been reclassified as Title II, meaning that it is, in fact,
We lost.
yeah, we did. And Austin, to your question, why do I attack you when you have nothing on the board? This is exactly the reason.
Both of us together couldn't kill you.
Yep. Well, in fairness, Nick did kill one of my major creatures that were, that was
Right, well, I have to try and kill both of you, ultimately.
Yeah, no, that's
Austin had nothing left to kill at that
I
point.
literally had nothing and like 5 lands. I did get insanely lucky this time around.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
just this time, though. Not other times, just this time.
No other times I'm just really good.
Other
at this game,
times,
trust
not
me.
so much. Just this time.
No, I got
It's
really
okay.
lucky this time.
Sometimes. So I was trying to buy Monster Hunter the other day. This is apparently a recurring story for me that I like to tell. So I have this like $100 in Best Buy credit because I had bought these. Well, okay, let me start at the beginning. I had credit from a credit card that was given a gift card from Christmas that I had sitting around and I wanted to spend it on something. I bought those the Gunner glasses because I wanted to have less headaches and I thought I'd give that a try. And well, they seemed to be helpful, but they were kind of annoying because the arms would pinch me at the side of my head a little bit after a while, and also they looked ridiculous on me. The particular design that I had was not perfect, so I returned them. I was able to do that because I have 14 days from Best Buy, and I got my money back, put it back on the card, and yes, I'm aware how tangential this story has become, and it's just fun for me at this point. So yeah, I wanted to use the money that was on that gift card to buy a copy of Monster Hunter on the DS. And I've gone there several times now, and apparently that game is extremely popular to the extent where nobody even has a display up for it anymore.
Jesus.
They've just gotten to the point where they accept that it doesn't exist. And
Wow.
the first time I went, I just kind of scoped the thing out. I was like, well, let's just look around the store. I'll just check out the DS rack, see if there's anything like on the end caps. Maybe they've got like a box of them somewhere in the front that I didn't see. No, they just didn't. So the second time when I went back, it was like a week later. And I just went up to the lady at customer service. I checked again. I didn't see anything there. I was like, hey, do you guys like just have a copy of this? And it was like 11 in the morning, which is right when they get their shipments. I know that because I worked in that mall for a while. And she was like, yeah, no, we don't have any. And I don't know when we're getting any. And it's sold out online. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll go to Target and see if they have any. Because last time I was there, they had a display for it at least. And I go there, there's just nobody in the electronics section at all. So I had to wait for a while and kind of mill around until I saw an employee walk by. And I was like, hey, could you, like, check this thing? And he, like, kind of glared at me a little bit. I was like, is this, like, a problem? And then he had to go over to his computer thing, and then he looked at that for a second, and then he pulled out his Palm Pilot thing that he had attached to his belt. And he asked me 2 different times what the title was, because I guess he couldn't remember it the first time. And then so he tells me they just don't carry it. I'm like, really? You just don't have this game that's extremely popular right now and is selling out all over the freaking place? He's like, yeah, no, we don't carry it. It's like, so, I don't know, someone out there probably has a copy of Monster Hunter for the 3DS, but I don't seem to have any in my general vicinity. Everyone's telling me I just download the thing, but to do that would be to neglect the fact that I don't have an extra SD card, don't have the room for it on my 3DS, and also I just want to own the cartridge, and I have a free copy of it, essentially, if I can get one from Best Buy. So, all of the solutions... The only one I want is find a physical copy at Best Buy.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it's a pain in my
I
ass.
just looked, actually, on Amazon.
Yeah?
They are in stock.
I guarantee you that I could get it on Amazon.
Yeah?
I want it from Best Buy where it's free.
Why is it free at Best Buy?
Did you not listen to the whole story, Rob?
Well, I did, but it was a pretty long story.
Credit on a card that I have.
Ah, right. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like Monster Hunter, not because it's a bad game. In fact, I haven't played it, but I don't like that it's a game that's on handheld for no reason.
Yeah.
And not on a console. It just,
Well, the last one was
why?
on the console.
Yeah, but this one's not because reasons.
Because they need reasons to sell the new 3DS. Because it's got a second analog stick. We found a way! We found a way to rip on Nintendo today! I didn't even expect this. I'm so excited. Fucking Nintendo with their stupid second 3DS stick. Right? Am I doing this right?
No, that's good. Yeah, that's perfect.
Oh, thank goodness. Fucking Nintendo. Yeah. I spit all over my fucking computer monitor.
I would go out to the store today, right now, actually.
3-day even.
If you told me that I could hook up my 3DS to my big ass fucking 46-inch screen television that I have sitting in front of me right now and play the game
all the edges with no anti-aliasing on them.
If you told me that there was a wire that I could buy, a component cable that I can attach and plug it in and play it right now, I would go out and I would do it. Because the 3DS's game library is really actually very good, and there's loads of games that I want to play on it.
Really? Loads?
Yeah.
I can think of like 5, maybe.
I mean, there's Pokemon X and Y, there's Pokemon Omega Red, Ruby, Sapphire, or whatever, there's the remastered Ocarina of Time, there's the new Super Mario Brothers I want to play, I want to try this Monster Hunter 4, I want to try the Fire Emblem game.
Okay.
What else? There's a
Majora's Mask?
Things. Yeah, the Majora's Mask that's coming out soon.
That's out now.
It came out.
It's already out?
Yeah, they got a shitload of copies of that at Best Buy. I could have a ton of those if I want.
Yeah, Super Smash Brothers on the 3DS.
You have it on the Wii, don't you?
I don't actually own it, actually.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I should get it, though.
You should get a Pro Controller so you can bring it to PAX.
Yeah.
It's just, it blows my mind that they made Monster Hunter 3 on the Wii U, and it looked great. It looked fantastic, and it was good. Well, what is this obsession with, like... I mean, if you want to sell consoles, then whatever. Fine. That
is why.
Shitty business.
That's exactly why, yeah.
Isn't that the whole story?
Yeah, that's the entire thing.
Why would you give what could be such a better game just for that reason? There's no other games you could have used. The Monster's not even popular. It's not even that popular.
They put a second analog stick on the thing, you remember.
God
right?
damn it, Nick.
And that's for the camera, so you can look around.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I know about Monster Hunter is it's a third-person game, which means you constantly have to look around at the camera or you're going to have a bad time.
You know what's funny is they not only get to sell Monster Hunter 4, but then they also get to sell that peripheral. So they're raking in the cash two ways.
The Circle Pad Pro.
Yeah.
That doesn't have a battery in it unless you get the Nyko version.
Mm-hmm.
Why doesn't it have a battery in it, Nintendo? Do you know? You don't know. You don't have a fucking answer for anything.
Fuck you, Nintendo.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
I'm so glad I figured out a way to make that work today.
I hate handhelds. I used to love handhelds.
I do too. I actually really hate handhelds right now.
Like, because they're so unnecessary.
Handhelds and consoles, am I right?
Well, consoles not so much. Consoles fits a role. You know what it is? I think handhelds fit a role for not our demo anymore. You know?
No, I was illustrating that point by saying both of those things. That's
right. Well, consoles still fill a role in our demo because you know, it is pretty nice to sit on your couch in front of your big screen TV and play video games from a controller. You know, that's I totally understand. And there's a communal aspect where you don't have to be sitting in an office chair.
I was being sarcastic. You think I was playing devil's advocate? I was just being sarcastic for a laugh. That's all.
No, I'm using this to make a point about handhelds. Yeah. So you know, consoles have a purpose. They have a point in our demo, which is I'm abbreviating demographic. Handhelds just kind of don't anymore. Because, like, when you were younger, you would play the Game Boy on the bus. On the bus to school, and you know, maybe on the toilet or something. On the bus. You play them on the bus. Or in between, like, you know, you're waiting for your turn on the court in basketball or handball or whatever it is. And, you know,
Squash,
you can sit
bocce ball, volleyball.
Play some Pokemon
baseball.
While you're sitting down and waiting, you know. It has a purpose there.
Baseball.
But for an adult, which it's a stretch to call myself an adult, but it's
gotta age.
really very annoying
Airport.
to have to deal with a handheld.
Airport, airplane, bus station.
It's great for that. I mean, last time I was
Passenger
taking
car.
the last time I was taking a plane, I was considering buying a 3DS so that I could do something on the plane, and then I thought,
It's a bit drastic.
well, I won't ever play it again
Could read a
unless
book.
I go on a plane again. And while it is indeed likely that I will go on a plane again, the
really wanna live
likelihood
like
of that being an extremely frequent occurrence is rather low.
Like, do you want to let Nintendo dictate your entire lifestyle to that point? We're like, all right, our only offering requires you to change where you go on a, geographic basis several times a year to justify your purchase.
And the other thing too is like it seems like handhelds just kind of seem
a joke.
handhelds seem kind of redundant now, don't they?
Yes.
Everybody's got a phone. Even kids have phones.
But I
do your
still
mobile gaming
want
on a
buttons
phone.
on my fucking phone, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, I like that too, but can't we have the best of both worlds? Like you
No.
get a phone case that has buttons on it.
Well, they tried it with that PlayStation slide-out phone. Didn't really work.
Yeah,
Although I'm not really sure why. I guess mostly because it was Sony.
it's because it's Sony.
I just-
If Apple did it, people would fucking
Maybe.
I just
Jizz.
want them to do the thing that they usually do, which is have two versions of the game. Did it with Monster Hunter 3. They did it with Smash
They could
Bros.
later.
did
They
it-
could release it later.
I heard that they didn't. They aren't this time or whatever. Because if I remember correctly, that it comes out in Japan like a year before it comes out in the
Oh.
US. And since Japan doesn't even have a Wii U version yet, then we're not even going to get one for
Yeah.
a year after that. So
Well,
Well, also keep
Yeah.
in mind, even if they do say that they're never going to release a piece or a Wii U version, that is that not only one means only that they're not going to release the game in its current state on the Wii U in marketing speak. They might just release, Monster Hunter 4
Enhanced,
Ultimate
yeah.
remastered or HD or whatever on the Wii U. And then on top of that, they might just be also saying that so that
buy a
people
3DS.
buy a 3DS and buy Monster Hunter 4, and then they say like, well, because the game
Because of the
sold
demand.
so well, I mean, we just had to make it.
never
on the
saw
Wii
this
U.
coming.
We didn't think anyone would want this game, so I mean, we just had to make a Wii U version. So that's also a possibility. So it might come out on the Wii U.
But think, though, if they released it on the Wii U, one of the biggest features and the most critical features of Monster Hunter in general has always been the 3D effect. So
That's true.
if
yeah.
you remove that on the Wii U, I think that could be incredibly detrimental both to the brand and to Nintendo as a whole.
Yeah.
So, Austin, that's probably why. I mean, the 3D effect makes or breaks the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
my cat is just opening one of the doors in the bathroom and then slamming it over. He's just doing it over and over right now. He's not stopping.
Cats are
I'm-
fucking weird, man.
They're
don't
drunk
get it.
children.
Did you say they kill children?
No, I
Because
said
don't-
they're like... All right, back up. I said they're like drunk children.
Okay.
But also,
but here's what you
they
want to
do
do if you want to
kill
take out
children.
your dad.
I love you.
But then, like, it's like imagine that in a casual conversation, like everyone's laughing, like, oh man, cats are
killed
so
children.
weird. Cats are so weird. It's like, yeah, I know, they kill children.
Well, they used to say that when you'd feed your baby, that the milk would stay around the lips of the baby, and then the cat would come in and smother it. Which is, I think, the premise of Lady and the Tramp, if I remember correctly. She had to keep the Siamese cat away from the baby, or it would kill it. Anyone
Really?
remember that?
I don't remember the story.
There was a scene with like a bassinet and a baby sleeping in it, and the Siamese cat would be like, "Ooh, there's some milk, might kill that baby." Am I thinking of the wrong thing, or
I'm
You know, you might be right.
have to go into my bathroom and stop them here in a second. They just keep banging it. I don't know
Austin?
why.
You know Disney, right?
Disney?
A little bit.
little bit.
Back me up on the Lady and the Tramp story, or am I just out
Oh,
off my
I
rocker?
haven't seen Lady and the Tramp.
God damn.
You never saw Lady in the
Yeah.
Tramp?
Fucking, I'm actually gonna have to be right back if they keep
Alright.
doing this.
Well, this is a good place to end the episode, actually, because
Yeah,
we
it's
are
fine.
in the midst of recording loads of episodes for PAX, so Yeah, the next couple episodes are going to be slightly shorter than you would expect, than like the hour and a half episodes of yore, but they'll still be enjoyable.
Shorter than you'd probably like, but just trust us. It's because we have so many good things to say. We'll pack them tighter than ever.
Exactly, we're gonna pack them nice and tight.
Pack them
in your
super
wrists.
tight.
Yeah,
Nice and tight.
That's why they call it packs, because they've packed so many good things into that weekend.
Thanks for watching Magic, everybody.
Bye, Mondays and Fridays.
Woo!